Hey guys, Delta here, and let's talk about The Division. This is the first game I played at PAX this year. On the Friday with my media early access was the first group in line. And the first thing anyone really wants to talk about, anyone who's been following this game, I think, are the graphics. No, the game does not look as good as the reveal trailer did. The build we were playing was running on an Xbox One, or at the very least a PC with Xbox One specs. So things weren't as crisp and clean in terms of image quality. There was some aliasing and the frame rate dipped a bit. That said, the game still looks really good visually. What's basically happened is not like the Watch Dogs drop off. What we've got here is the game going from, holy crap, how are they going to do that, to, oh yeah, this is what a game on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One probably would look like. While it may look like your standard third-person cover shooter, The Division plays very much like an RPG. This is something that the developers have said, but I didn't quite understand it until I played it myself. The way damage is dealt and the skills available to the players very much feels like a role-playing game. I'm sure some of that new perspective I have comes from the fact I've gotten more into role-playing games in the last 6 to 8 months than I ever have been before in my life. So now that I have a better understanding of that genre, I can see what they are trying to do with this game. The gunplay itself feels solid. Obviously that's a core mechanic, as you're going to see in the footage. It is a third-person shooter in addition to being a role-playing game. But there isn't anything really to write home about in terms of the way the guns handle, in my opinion, other than the fact the shotgun I used had absolutely no range whatsoever. Either that needs to be buffed, or hopefully that's like an early version of a shotgun you can get, and as you get higher level shotguns, that will become less of a problem, because that was really difficult to use. The other thing I thought was weird is it seemed like it took way too many shots to finish off an enemy who had been downed and was bleeding out. The cover system felt a little janky as well. I prefer contextual cover. The sticky cover where you have to hit buttons to get in and out of cover feels dated. I know some people feel fine with that. It's still something that's used in a lot of games like Gears of War, but I prefer something like The Last of Us or Tomb Raider or Metal Gear Solid 5, since that just came out. I prefer that contextual cover where you don't have to hit a button to get in and out and you're not stuck up against that wall. It gives you more freedom, in my opinion. One of the things I took note of very quickly is the game had great atmosphere. It was very atmospheric, the way it looked, just the way everything was presented. I'm very interested. I want to see more of this apocalyptic New York we're getting. This isn't really post-apocalyptic. You're playing in the middle of society's collapse, really. I think the game picks up about a month after this virus has hit. This plague has started wiping people out and resulted in cities being abandoned and quarantined. And what you're seeing is footage from the demo that I played, where you are in the dark zone. You start off fighting some AI opponents, and then you encounter other human players, and things can either be friendly or go to absolute hell from there, where squads go rogue and start firing upon one another. Speaking of squads, the squad dynamics were something I was very interested in. They gave us fixed loadouts to play with, and tuning your loadouts to maximize your squad's efficiency seems like it's going to be a very important part of the game. You play in squads of 3 players, and making sure everyone picks the right weapons and the right skills to both take on the challenge, the mission, whatever you're doing, and to complement your squad mates seems like it's going to be an interesting sort of metagame that is in The Division that I look forward to messing around with. The idea of a large, persistent open world where you level up, loot new gear, and interact with other players reminds me a bit of Destiny, though this game I have a better feeling about than where Destiny is right now, because this game seems more like a straight-up RPG and less like a wannabe MMO, which is where Destiny's sort of going. Destiny, in my opinion, is just a first-person shooter with the worst parts of an MMO. So with The Division, I went in with lowered expectations. I think they revealed this game too early. It's something that Ubisoft has been doing a lot of over the last few years, and it just sort of, my interest waned after that initial reveal that looked so good. After playing it now, you know what? I'm interested. I'm really curious because I see what they are trying to go for with this game. It's not like previous years where Watch Dogs was revealed so early and then they only brought a video to events and you couldn't get a feel for the game. You know, I actually played it. I think I understand what they're trying to do with this game, and I'm curious, I'm interested. I want to see more of this apocalyptic New York City. I want to play with the game some more, try out new skills, new weapons, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna be keeping an eye on this one. So if you're interested in The Division, there is a beta coming out in December of this year. I believe it's Xbox One first, and then it's supposed to hit the PS4 and PC. I don't know when that will start. The game itself releases on March 8th, 2016, barring any delays, and of course, it is releasing on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. I hope you enjoyed these quick first impressions of The Division. Remember to subscribe for more gameplay and impressions from PAX Prime, and of course Star Wars Battlefront, since that's going to be my main game for the next little while. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.